had made your way north towards the Tribor Trail, where you set up camp along the path for the evening. Um, Chance violated Orphus in his sleep and then made a giant symbol to his deity out of stones. Once he explained to uh, his team what it was he had spent his time doing while not watching for dangers on the road, you could all see that beautiful peace sign there. Bronwell had sang some songs and played with the crickets all night, and what was otherwise seeming to be a slow night. From there, you got up and headed towards I believe it was the high road. Um, where's my map?
I think that would be right.
Uh, it is the high road, yes. Where you kind of hit the cross of what used to be the main road along the Sword Coast before the Mirror of Dead Men appeared way before any of your times and kind of left that road less traveled just because of the presence of the mirror itself. You spent some time looking around the campsite that has been set up at that crossroads for regular use from caravans and travelers and the like, merchants traveling that way either to Phandalin or Tribor or Yarder or beyond. You didn't see that this had been used at all very recently. Kind of decided to continue on to Leylon and see if there was anything in that area where you had planned to cut across to the Sword Mountains and eventually loop your way back up, maybe through the Keeper's Hill again, or maybe just directly to Phandalin. As you traveled south, getting kind of pushing a little bit just to make sure that you hit Leylon before nightfall, you found yourselves surrounded by some gaunt, savage looking gray orcs that I believe it was Bronrail was aware had a history of being a power in Phandalin original, thought to have destroyed the town along with much of the area years and years and years and ages past. Um, but these ones seemed, although overwhelming, fairly easy to deal with. You were able to kind of dispatch of them, take a moment to breathe before you found a trail that actually, I think it was at this point that a wizard came to your aid from Leylon and helped you. And then you had tracked the orcs towards the coastline, followed them to the coastline, seeing what was probably the smoke from a camp or something in the distance. And Orpheus began to sneak ahead, where he stumbled upon a large bugbear that was also sneaking to your noisy direction. You met the bugbear and eventually the tiefling friend that were also stalking these orcs for their own reasons and had decided that you would join this venture together before you remembered or realized that the orc camp was not very far away and they had heard your conversations. To which they emerged with unknown speed, these ones not being as weak or as gallant as the ones along the trail, and surrounded you relatively quickly. The orc chief decided to take his executioner's axe and almost behead your new wizard friend. to the shock and surprise of everybody, although I don't know why I'm not used to it by now. Um, but you were able to fend them off and push them back, and a couple of you are barely standing, but the orcs are down. Somebody has the chief orc's head. You have a couple of their daggers. I think from the previous ones, you had all found these little like symbol token, religious symbol token things. And that is where we are at.
Yeah, I had just been woken up or whatever from being
Oh yeah, you
unconscious.
were unconscious.
Mm. I never saw the big boss man's head be removed.
No, no, you had been knocked out by him at that point. I think it was him trying to draw him away from others. No, he recognized you as an ASMR and took a disliking to you. That is
Oh,
what it
really?
was. Yeah. Almost forgot about that part.
Racism in my first session. Well, Chance, I don't know about you, but I'm not finding adventuring quite as much fun as I had hoped for.
You're on mute, Peter. Wake up.
Oh,
Trying to
good.
wake him up
Then
with
you
some
didn't
roleplay.
hear my mistake. Cool. um, Lathander, thankfully, renews us with strength each day. So when this day is done, the next will come. And like the sun shining down upon us, your strength will be returned.
Well, as long as he can get me through each day, I suppose. I'm just, well, I don't know if you'd noticed, I was sort of a bit, maybe not quite taking this whole adventure as quite as seriously as perhaps was necessary.
Oh,
You know, all the singing and the dancing, but how am I? It's kind of what I am, you know. How am I supposed to just cut all that out?
well, I can only say that we're all depending on you. No pressure. If you remember, if you die, we die. And quite honestly, I thought you were dead. When you
Well,
when you
when
went
I got
down,
hit, yeah, I thought I were dead too.
I even kicked you a couple times to see if you were alive, but no response.
I mean, I have to admit, kicking somebody who's down is probably not the most efficient way to get him back up.
Well, I figured if you were sleeping, it would have woken you up. Someone did it to me once. Come
Maybe
to
I'll
think
try
of
that
it,
technique next time.
it didn't wake me up either.
I imagine
As long as you,
Siler. Go ahead.
no, I guess a kick to the side is better than a finger inside. So you know, you've done worse.
Is that a common phrase where you come from?
No, more referring to your previous activities with our plasmoid friend.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I still haven't figured out where, well, you know, the excrement goes.
Oh, I'll maybe lying to you. I haven't figured it out myself.
I mean, if he absorbs that, that's kind of disgusting. I didn't want to, shame him, body shame him or anything, but his body's all over the place.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not even sure where he's gone now. He just seems maybe he just absorbed into the landscape.
You know, I wouldn't put it past him.
imagine the rest of them are all nearby. Siler probably listening to this conversation, just running his fingers along this massive wound that had almost beheaded him as you're talking about almost dying.
Oh, oh, oh. Wait,
oh,
wait.
I
I
thought.
just realized I think we have some wounded people around us.
Well, if you were waiting for Bronrail to awake, everybody would have had a short rest at this point. It would be, what was it, 4 hours you're unconscious for? 2 hours?
Yeah, we'll wait.
Well, you.
Let's
So the
not
thing is,
tax Lathander.
you told me to level up, but should I then have spell slots back, or assume that I don't yet, and I'll get them after a long rest?
So you would get whatever additional spell slots you got for your level up. Your used spells would still be spent until you complete a long rest, but you would have each had the equivalent of a short rest. We will say at this point, probably Haizu had scouted out to the camp to come back and assure everybody that the camp is empty, which allowed you to just chill for a minute and collect yourselves. So yeah,
Well-
you may roll your hit die. Everybody else could have done the same. I don't think anyone really had any extra spell slots. There might be one potion of healing floating around still. I forget if you guys spent that or not. But I think the hit die are probably okay for everybody but Siler.
Well, what I might do is I'm just going to say that I have no hit die left, since, with leveling up put me on max health. I'll just say that I've gotten up, but I've had to use my hit dice to do so.
Fair.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, I think the only one that didn't really have hit die left was Siler, and he just drank like a healing potion or two. So.
Chance, I've got a little bit of healing abilities. Obviously, you're the main healer here, but if anything is needed, I could help if you or anybody else is in need of a bit of a spell.
Oh my god, I just rolled.
2 ones. I love it.
Oh
Hey.
man.
3 hit points is great. You're fine. You also have the option of remaining where you are and taking a long rest.
I think we should. We're here and now. Let's explore the camp a little bit and have a look around. And it might be maybe we'll find somewhere a bit more enclosed to sleep.
Oh look,
anyway.
I found this staff. It's healing me.
No.
Oh well, I tried.
The Staff of Healing exists elsewhere in this world. Thanks to you, you will not get one in this campaign.
What about Fenrir's hammer?
I have no. You get nothing.
Because that's just a reflavored staff of healing.
Yeah, it took me a moment, and then I remembered. Yeah.
So Ronald's gotten used to Chance just seemingly talking to this guy randomly, and so he's just going to wander off and start looking around the camp.
All right. So as you head off to the camp, you see kind of just off of the coastline what appears to be maybe half a dozen of these not quite TP style. Where's my map?
They're igloos.
No, they're not igloos.
Well, they were till they melted.
Yurts.
They're not igloos. I might not have uploaded it because we didn't actually fight there, but that's okay. I will pull up the map outside of...
I wonder if Orphis could form an igloo out of his body.
You want to go inside of him again?
He sure can.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so as you approach, you cut through kind of these scattered shrubs and trees. There are a couple of torches that are still burning low. You see the smoldering of a large fire that still just is giving off a tad of light, probably 20 to 30 feet from the edge of the Sword Coast, you see sort of a rock type beach that is keeping the water and land separate. You see kind of a makeshift of. It takes you a moment, but it does appear to be a wall that has been started to form with bits of stone, branches, mud, kind of all packed in. Most of the tent teepees are kind of set outside of that. And then within, there is this kind of stone structure that has this bit of a wall and some of these torches spread around it.
Well, I mean, the people that needed the wall are no longer needing the wall, so I'm just going to grab some of that wood that's helping hold the wall up, if any, if it's loose enough to just rip out, and I'd like to just put it on the fire to build that up a little bit, just to I think it'd make Bronril feel a little bit more comfortable having a bit of fire providing some warmth in the area, and then he might, have a proper search around.
Yeah, you can definitely. I mean, there's like firewood and dead wood and stuff that's been kind of collected near the fire, but you can pull apart bits of the wall as well. And
he'd rather specifically screw the wall.
Yeah.
Out of spite.
Give me a perception check, please.
And while he's rolling for that, I will be checking the bodies. The dead bodies.
Yes, you may absolutely check the bodies.
Look at all these red numbers we're rolling so far.
Okay.
Lovely
you must have like your nose filled with dried and caked blood and are breathing through your mouth and don't realize that it's not just mud holding this wall together.
Oh well, he'll just grab some firewood from that's actually loose on the ground and just chuck it on the fire and go actually searching in this stone structure, perhaps.
Perfect. So, Peter, before you left the bodies, you would have searched them. You would have found among them, where is my list?
Where is my list?
A number of those polished tokens. You would have found a welcome Eric. The same number of those daggers. I believe it was 5 more of those daggers, as well as the executioner's axe. You would have found the equivalent of a bunch of like maggoty rations. Not really. That's a Lord of the Rings thing. But yeah, basically they had taken kind of the bare minimum to try and sneak up on you guys and attack.
I'll take the executioner's axe.
Aside from the head orc that basically has a it would be like a mix of bone and like wood and not glass but like semi-precious stones that has been made into this kind of piece of not really armor but like a status symbol that's kind of draped around his neck and shoulders. You can add that, we'll say 10 gold, if you can find the right buyer for it.
For the axe?
No, the axe, you can add Executioner's Axe for now, and if you decide to spend some time with it, who knows what it is.
Okay, is it like a great axe size, or I guess it would be if it's a...
Let me pull it up here. I believe it was a great axe, yes, but I will double check that because...
Awesome.
What race
Great.
is Chance again? Peter, what race is Chance?
Variant human.
Ah, totally should be. You're
Yeah,
gonna want cleric with a great axe. Sounds so dwarven.
absolutely. I heard deviant human.
It is a
That's
two-handed axe. You may choose the style from there. As long as it has the two-handed attack, it can be a great or a battle or whatever you
okay.
Yeah.
decide. I'm okay with either.
I put
Yeah.
great and then I just renamed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Eric, you would have had the short rest, waiting for your bardic friend to awake and conscious. And you guys are, well, he is now stoked to the fire and is searching the camp, and I assume that most of the party is with him. I will take an investigation roll from you for Bronro.
Thank you.
I'm trying
Or,
to.
ooh, there it is. Wow. Okay. Um, wow.
Now you have to find something extra to give me. That's how nat 20s work with investigation, isn't it?
I have a lot to give you. So as you pick apart this wall, build the fire up, it starts to glow. Uh, the wall itself has almost been built to frame around what appears to be this statue. Upon closer look, this statue itself, this idol, appears to have been like it's lying down. You get the impression that it's been brought here from elsewhere. This heavy, like stone mound that is lying like it was designed to be standing up, but it is not. Around this statue, you see mounds and heaps of all sorts of offering type things, including trigger warning if anybody has one, just interrupt me. But around this statue, you see mounds of offerings, which include what appears to be bits of flayed skin, furs
Oh,
from
gross.
various creatures and humanoids. A lot of them seem to be female or young. You see the edges of along one side of the idol appear to have been like excavated out and refilled recently. You see within these piles of stuff kind of buried around this statue and the wall itself, all sorts of things that could be bits of metal, bits of toys, bits of clothes, bits of bodies throughout. When you look at this statue, uh, you see as you approach Bronwell what is the form of this beautiful woman, maybe slightly past her prime, long flowing hair. She's got like this elegant, sparkling hairpiece, this thin and intricate chain with a small pendant hanging around her neck. This full, detailed, embroidered, flowing gown that kind of hangs off her shoulders and down past her waist. Along her right wrist is adorned by more of this intricate chain that kind of wraps up part of her arm. To the left hand, you see a simpler chain that flows into these rings coalescing her hand. And these long, beautiful rings extend into almost like metallic, what would be probably metallic or bone, like claws for these nail rings. And then, kind of at the base of the gown where her feet emerge, you do see what has been carved as a barefoot with some sort of anklet of this same chain around it. Um, but you kind of see this as you investigate, and as you approach. Initially, before you stoked the fire, it seemed like a different statue completely. And I suppose to everyone else who's nearby, this is still what you see. Is a fallen statue. The remains of this idol appear to be this large, hunched over, deformed giantess with a bit of a cyclops eye and this like hairy goatee like chin.
So you said the woman wearing the stuff. This was a dead body, right?
No, this is the statue that you are
Oh,
seeing.
that
It's like an 8-foot statue that initially looked like this ogress, but to you now, you see this other person. Around that statue is bodies and toys and clothes and junk, and that you may decide what catches your interest with your Nat 20, but it also gives you that view of this idol that nobody else sees.
I'd probably. Bronrul likes stuff, but at the same time, he hates. I think he's a very innocent sort of person at this stage, despite what he's just seen. He's pretty horrified by what he's seeing right now, and he's just going to start collecting all the bits and bobs that are around this thing, and he's going to just try and make them into a nice, neat pile, so that he can, when he goes down to Leylon, he's going to try and tell anyone who might have been missing somebody that they can come up and check these things for, evidence of a loved one. We'd rather have it all together so that they can, come out there and have a look for themselves.
Okay. So if there is nothing specific that has caught your interest, can you roll me? I would say 2 d20s, or actually, just give me 2 more investigation checks. Let's go that route.
Oh, jeez.
Excellent. So as you begin to kind of pluck away and look for anything that is not completely disgusting within this pile, trying to pick out the bits and scraps, you do see this larger vial that you would recognize as some sort of a healing potion. You see another kind of some sort of what is it? Sorry, I don't know how to describe it.
For what it's worth, if he saw a potion of some sort, he's not going to think of that as a personal item, so that he's just going to pocket. But he's probably sort of, I'm going to say with the sort of state of everything there, he's going to say, Lathander, I hope I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to get this blood, this horrible looking thing. I want to see if I can burn it along with any bits of person here, so please tell me that I'm doing the right thing, or if I'm doing the wrong thing, let me know. And then he's going to go back to looking around.
Or Orpheus will say, "You're doing the right thing."
Oh, Orpheus, you're there too. Yes, sorry, I'm just collecting all their stuff. I think it should be set aside, and I kind of want to burn this place. I think this feels evil.
You
Oh,
also
I forgot my accent. Damn it.
you also come across this kind of a crude, almost natural looking heart shaped crystal that seems to be attached to some sort of simple chain. And in addition, you find kind of near that health potion, some other vial of some mysterious liquid that seems to swirl within.
Drink it, drink it.
Okay. No, I'm just writing down those details, and I'm gonna grab. I'm actually. I'll pocket those things for the moment. Probably want to show them to Chance later, and see what he thinks about them. But he's
Potion, the
definitely
vial,
just
and the
gonna.
crystal.
Yep.
Okay, I
And
thought
he's
is the crystal attached to a chain?
Yes, there were two potions and a crystal that Brownrail has found as he's pulling through these items.
Okay.
Orifice, are you helping or are you just watching?
I'll let him be sneaky. It's fine. He doesn't seem to want to clue
No,
everyone
I
in on
just
what's
mean,
happening.
are you like helping him to organize and set this
Oh,
place
gotcha,
ablaze, or are you
gotcha,
just watching?
gotcha. I think what I will say is um um this is surely a place of evil, but let's make sure that we've learned everything we can before we destroy this place.
Yes. I think that's perfectly fair. I'm almost done sorting out this stuff. I think I'll want to put it outside of any sort of burning area so I can keep it available for people to find, the right people to find it.
Got it. Got it. What exactly are you sorting? Are you trying to put like the human skin, the flayed skin off to a side?
Yeah, he's basically separating
Got
all
it.
the gross stuff and any personal items that look like they belong to people. That's the
Oh,
stuff he's
got it,
trying
got
to
it.
say.
The,
Yeah.
the personal stuff, and then we'll burn all the human whatever.
Yeah. I don't think anyone needs to find that.
And that no, I don't think so.
And then once we're done that, he's gonna just say to Orpheus, I was going to be showing these to Chance, but I just found a couple of potions. I think this might be a healing potion, but I have no idea what this other one could be. It's kind of a weird swirling.
It's a potion of darkness.
Every time,
I think what Orpheus will do. It seems like your intention is to leave the items here for other people who may be looking for people to come back and look at it. So I think what I
right.
will, yeah, I think what I'll do is pull out like a notebook and just start like sketching the personal items as you're sorting them, with the idea that like even if we're not taking them with us, once we go back to town, we can kind of show like these are the items we found. If there are any people who might be able to recognize them from like a picture, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me,
Performance.
I guess,
No one ever knows what art.
two d20
Yeah.
rolls.
2d20 rolls.
Yeah.
Roll in. That's a 19 and a 4,
Oh,
or a 4 and a 19. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so as you're looking around, you see this kind of pile of what appears to be an assortment of old children's clothing and toys in various states of decay.
Oh, jeez.
Interestingly enough, among them, there seems to be this kind of well-made porcelain doll, just in this simple gown that seems to be standing there. And kind of within this pile, what appears to be a well crafted, probably high end, like tea set that seems to be scattered within. What is your perception bonus?
Perception bonus is +5.
+5. You also see kind of stuck in closer to this area what appears to be a interesting, almost like an antique type spear that's been set here as an offering of sorts as well.
Interesting. I will take extra care to kind of sketch all three of these items, and because they just seem unusual, and like something that someone would be able to making me make an identification of, and then I'll mutter something like, "Oh, even the children," and then I'll turn my attention toward the spear.
I see the
Um,
stuff. I see what's obviously happened to some decent people here, and I wish there was a way we could have made these bastards suffer a bit more, but that's probably not the way Lathander wants me to be speaking.
well, we can't unkill these people, unfortunately. But what we can do is make sure that these people don't hurt any more people anymore. And
I
that I think, yeah, should be of some small comfort.
it it's nice to be able to try and do the right thing. I might, now that I've done all this, I might go. I'll see what Chance thinks about this potion or this. Or did you have an idea about this crystal thing that I found?
Um, I mean, it's not ringing any bells to me. For me, um, um, yeah, I think it'd probably be best to check with Chance on that one.
Are either of you proficient in Arcana?
I am not.
And I'm fully assuming that he won't be as well. But you know, Brunrel's go-to is to defer to Chance.
Yep, that's perfect. Peter, are you at the camp yet? And what?
Yeah, I would be walking up about now,
Okay.
and above table. Nope, not proficient in Arcana, and
Got it.
in fact, I have a -1.
Um, just a quick check. Brunwell is which class again?
Bard,
Bard. When do you get Jack of all trades?
I have got it.
You have got it. So I guess you're not proficient in it, but you're like partially proficient, right? You might be able to pull something off of it.
Yeah, you
I
can give me
thought
an Arcana roll.
Okay, I wasn't sure, but I'm due a bad roll. Oh, it's okay.
Eh.
Yeah, there definitely seems to be something more to this thing than just a common item.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Oh.
certainly an interesting looking thing, but I guess I'll have somebody more qualified have a look at it then if it's near something we can deal with.
Yeah.
So
Perhaps.
typically you can take an hour to study an item and learn more about it. So
You know, if we do long rest here, then that's probably what he'll do.
Got it. Sounds good. I'll say you're probably the most qualified of any of us at this point. So yeah, feel free to just play around with it and see what you can figure out when we get a chance. I will reach over to the spear and take a closer look at it.
okay.
And see whether it feels well balanced, whether it looks particularly evil, Is it stained in blood?
It's got a nasty complexion.
This axe
Right.
is stained in blood, right?
The axe isn't stained in blood, but it's definitely covered in blood. Where is?
Yeah.
So upon a kind of quick smell and taste of the potions,
Mm,
you may add the potion of greater healing.
nice.
Peter, do you have access to the enlarge reduce spell?
No, I do not.
Music muted again.
I can't hear him if he's speaking.
Or I guess does Bronwell have access to the enlarge reduce spell?
It doesn't have the spell currently.
No, but do you like it's on the bard list, right?
I have a feeling it is.
Yeah, so potions you can typically identify with a quick taste. So as long as one of you have access to the spell, then you would know or be able to suspect that it is a potion of diminution, and kind of have an idea of what it may do.
Actually, neither of us have access to that. It's
Well,
not.
I think it's sorcerer wizard. Yeah.
Artificer or arcane
That's
tricksters
fine.
and stuff
Can
like
you
that.
hear me?
We can hear you now. Yeah.
We can hear you now.
So that's fine. At some point, you'll be able to identify it over a rest anyway.
Gotcha.
Orphis, as you kind of pull this spear in, it definitely has some interesting properties to it. It is more than just a common spear. You're not really sure what it means at this point, but
Gotcha. I will what do you call it? Kind of take my quarterstaff and kind of leave it here and just swap out with the spear and kind of test its weight and balance a little bit and say, well, gentlemen, where next?
yeah, it's this kind of long-bladed spear. It's got almost these grooves or wells that line the blade. Seems very very efficient.
Dope.
Well, I'm thinking it's getting a little bit late. It's probably a good time for us to have a rest, and I think what better way to do that in these circumstances than by getting this fire up and going and trying to burn the evil out of the place as we have it as a nice background ambience.
All right, Peter, I will take 2d20s from you as you're kind of there, looking around or helping as well.
There you go, 7 and 13 for a total of 20.
So you find as you're kind of stepping around through the mud what appears to be this vial of oil or perfume or something.
Ooh.
And what appears to be actually, what is your what's your perception bonus?
+4.
+4. Okay. So yeah, and then as you kind of bend down to get this vial, you see what appears to be like this bundle, kind of wrap bundle that's been stuffed in the mud nearby this idol as well.
Is it moving?
No.
Okay,
It's
I will.
a baby.
That's what I was
No.
wondering. I'm a daddy.
It is probably like deck of card size.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
A premature
anything?
baby.
As you are drawing these items, I will take your performance roll if you would like. Orphis, I believe you were drawing.
I would love to. I would love to perform.
Okay.
I will pick it up and unwrap the bundle as well.
9.
It does indeed seem to be a deck of cards that are wrapped within this deck. Chance. I mean, you're being quick. You're trying to avoid looking at the things that you don't want to look at or touch the things that you don't need to touch. But you do add within your diagram a handful of things, including like a bone brooch, like some vases, some like silverware and the like that you guys are collecting and setting aside anything that's maybe worth a couple of silver to even like 20 or 30 gold if it were cleaned up or available to the right person as you're setting these things aside.
All the gross things, Bronrel's just using his mage hand just to put those all in a pile, a burning pile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I sense anything magic about this deck of cards?
It does not seem like a normal deck of cards, no. They seem to be like not playing cards, but have some other purpose.
Okay. I will tuck them in my tunic and show them my great executioner's axe that I found and say, I ought to be able to sell this for some money for the temple, the building fund.
Aye, that seems a great idea. Chance, are you okay with me with us leaving some of this other more like personal stuff here for people to find and not selling it for the temple? Because would that be a greater good? You know, I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, so above table. The instinct in me as an old man is one man's trash is another man's treasure. However, my son would never garbage pick. So
Yeah, are you playing your son?
Yeah.
Character based on, yeah.
Sounds good.
So no, I think we should not take
Sure.
it with us and
No
stuff.
worries.
But
No worries.
also above table, I was in the middle of doing something. So are there bodies here too?
There is like flayed skins and furs and pelts. There is, I guess I could have explained it because we did do an investigation, but I didn't want to give too much away until everybody had a chance to find something. And the other players will also have a chance to find stuff. But among them, you see. Where did my stupid note go? Sorry, I closed it. I just got to open it again.
Well, I will.
So yeah, there is like a preserved, leathery, like shrunken head of a dwarf. There is a stone bowl that is overflowing with various teeth. There are pots that appear to be full of this dried or reddish mud-like substance. I mentioned the assortment of kids' toys and clothing, uh, like bits of clothing, bits of kitchen supplies. Yeah,
So the
basically,
gift
it
that I
looks
shared,
like
the
there
gift
have
I shared
been.
might not be far off then.
Just curious, amongst the toys, is there a puppet type of doll?
Uh, Somebody had seen like a porcelain doll amongst the toys.
Yep.
And all these
That kind of
toys are
got
broken?
set into the pile, I'm assuming, and sketched
Yeah.
for somebody to come
Yeah.
back and claim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a variety of toys. Some of them look like they've been broken. Some of them have been sitting there for a very long time in different states. There's all manner of toys
Yeah.
and children's items, like little like carved soldiers and whatnot.
Sure.
Different
So I
types
would
of
have
like
a feeling that
dolls.
many people have died around here.
Uh, yes and no. You are aware that the daggers that these orcs carried seem to have been for sacrifice or torture.
Yeah.
But what is around this idol appears to be more like offerings and tributes. So it's not like gore, it's just things that this idol or deity maybe find of value. I'll take a religion check, I guess. Or maybe just a history check
Won't
Is this
really
just for
matter.
chance or anyone who wants to?
for anyone that would like more detail.
Got it. Nope. Got a 7.
9.
I'm just looking through all the things that have been sorted, and I'm like, I can't make any sense of this. It seems random.
The idol's not Lathander, right? So I say we burn it.
No, the idol to you is this giantess Cyclops
Yep,
that you
that
see.
was definitely my plan, was to chuck it on the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
it's there doesn't seem to be any rhyme of reason. There does seem to be kind of a section that's been set as like these children items. There's kind of a section that's been set as these like sacrifice or body part type items. There's a section that seems to be kind of set as more of these like beauty or women type items. But
Yeah.
yeah, none of you can kind of piece together any rhyme or reason for why there's such a variety of things that
The,
are left here.
the sacrificed flesh type things, I'll say prayers of last rites, not a spell or anything. I'll just to put them to rest. And the offerings.
What do you want to say some last rites, Pete? Can I
No,
actually say them?
no, I'm too tired.
Okay. What do you call? I'll say if you aren't going to say it, I will say may the fire return you to the soil so that you may spring forth anew in new life.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
So you are mounting this kind of around the idol or in a pile near the wall. Anything that can't really be separated or salvaged, and just planning to try and burn it all.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Yeah, I'll take care to draw sketch the idol too, in case anyone else can recognize it, because we're not pulling anything off of it. I think Orpheus will offer. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. No, fine.
I'll say Orpheus will offer. I'll say um I understand wanting to respect the dead, but these items here will benefit no one if we leave them here. We can hope that someone comes along the road and finds them, or we can try to repurpose them so that they may find new life and enjoyment, so that they can, fulfill their purpose and bring new joy into someone else's life. I'll like gesture toward like some of the toys. I, for example, know a family with many children who cannot afford such nice things.
I mean, that sounds nice to me. All, all things of Lathander anyway. So I suppose it's nice to share it around.
No, I think that if we leave it here, all they'll ever be is a remembrance of a horrible thing that was done in a perverse place, right? But if we can take them somewhere else, perhaps they can become something new.
We could fix them up and sell them to raise money for the building fund.
I will say I would not profit from another's misery, but I suppose we are all bound by the constraints of this world. I was just gonna give him to that. Remember that one family that's had like five kids in the
Yeah.
last year or whatever. Yeah. I was gonna bring him to them because they probably are struggling to make ends meet with all the kids they have.
Well,
Here
I
you go, kids.
suppose
Eat
that
some
would be
toy.
the
You you
proper
could
thing to do.
you could pretend to be Santa Claus, Pete. Chance.
Wait, I'm in character. Yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Right? We could spoken in a different way. Um, you could sell these toys that you came upon, and benefit through the monetary gain that the sale of those toys would bring to you, or you could distribute these toys to all of the children of the town, and benefit from the goodwill that that will harvest for the Church of Lathander. Lathander is, after all, the god of youth and new beginnings, is he not?
Aye, he is. I mean, I like the way you think.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
I mean, chance if we're making it known that these are being handed out by the will of the Thunder, imagine all the donations for the temple you might get. It might end up getting more than if you sold them anyway.
That's true. I like that.
Yep.
Hey, I could like dress up, kind of powder up my beard and stuff, make it kind of white, and I could put on a colorful, I don't know, red and white suit, and we could just.
Yeah.
I could act all happy and put a pillow in under my tunic so I look fat and go ho, and get the kids toys. They would get a kick out of that.
That sounds like somebody who might be giving out, some sort of McBurgers.
What? What race are you again, Chance?
Human.
Halfling? Ah,
Variant human.
yeah, no, it was the other character that was a halfling.
Yeah, par.
I was all excited to see if somebody would mistake you for a red cap and try and kill
Yeah. All right.
Just crit on him.
Yeah.
Hey, I like how we're not giving the DM opportunity to crit on us right now.
No worries. So it sounds like we're agreed. There's a good portion of the offerings here that seem to be, child themed or toy themed. Let's go on ahead and bring those back to town. I think everything else we can leave here or burn.
Well, the flesh has been sanctified now. Could we sell that as jerky?
That is disgusting.
Yeah, Bronroll
Oh.
actually goes in a corner and spews.
I'm gonna say this is your religious leader, huh?
Uh, Chance,
That
I'm
is
sorry
something
you
my
were just
son would
joking.
ask.
I'm sorry you were just joking, but I'm sorry, but now I feel really bad.
Yeah. Uh,
As
yes.
he says
I,
that, I happen to have a strip of flesh halfway to my mouth. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez.
oh, this is
I'll
dark.
say, I'll
Bronwyn just goes
say,
and
yeah. Go ahead.
Bronwyn just goes and grabs some burning stick and lights the fire. He just starts loading burning wood on.
All right.
Yeah.
We could
I'll,
wrap the
I'll, I'll, I'll,
flesh on a stick.
I'll say to what do you call it to Bronwyn, if you're ever interested in worshiping a pantheon of gods with kind of less abominable practices, and I'll like glare at Chance.
I was
The
joking.
I'll say the cycle of the elemental lords is always open to any newcomers.
Thank you for the offer. At the moment, I choose to accept that all mortals are flawed, and even Chance, my wise and great leader, is also a flawed human. So
Now give me 50
Absolutely.
Hell Lathenders.
I'll say some of us are more flawed than others. Perhaps one day you will see we will see the apprentice become the leader.
well, I hope not too soon. I'm not feeling too ready for any sort of leadership role. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by this whole experience so far.
I understand, but you could hardly do worse than uh, human jerky.
With that, he just shakes his head, pulls out his lute, and just starts gently strumming a tune
If
till he falls asleep.
if we wrap the flesh on thin sticks and roast
Can't
it,
hear anything.
we can call it
Yeah.
flesh on a stick. And
I'm taking my 9-year-old daughter to a music festival in about 3 weeks. Maybe
Yeah.
instead of chips on a stick, they'll start selling that, Peter. You should.
There you go.
It's a business opportunity.
no, just
I'll, I'll,
imagine.
I'll,
Think about a Chinese buffet, okay?
Oh
How
no!
they have the
This is too
pork on the
possible.
stick.
I'm gonna just turn to I'm just gonna turn to Bronwyn and say Lathander tests you in interesting ways.
I,
And
I, I
starting-
strive I, I strive to be worthy, and I tell you, at the moment, it's getting harder and harder.
There you go.
Unreal.
Well,
I'm just playing with you, okay? In these
Yeah.
sober moments, we have to insert a little humor so that it doesn't like darken our moods because we have to be
There you go.
uplifting to others. You know.
and I'll say just make sure that you get consent from whatever you're inserting your humor into.
Like you would know what humor is.
Well, I know all about the I know all about the various humors.
Oh no, he's one of them.
You don't even have a gut to laugh from.
Ah, what's that? That is true, but I've studied the flesh bag anatomy extensively, and I understand that you're composed primarily of four different humors: blood, bile, phlegm, and a darker form of bile.
And I thought I was being gross.
It's like the humors is like old word for body fluids, right?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, it
Yeah,
sort
it
of is, but I mean, yeah, humors with.
I'm
That's what
no
they thought was-
cleric or doctor or anything, so
Yeah.
I'll just.
Yeah. No, Mario, what were you saying about humors?
There was a whole. I think it was there's a podcast called The Constant that did about a 3-part, like a little mini series, like 3 episodes, all about humors and ancient medicine, and the sort of
Oh yeah,
absolute
yeah.
ridiculous stuff
Ridiculous,
we used to believe,
yeah.
because it's just
Yeah.
what they thought was real because they had no basis to argue with it. I guess it was
Gotcha,
interesting.
gotcha. Yeah. Well, this is medieval time.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Peter finally
Anyhow,
saw the gift.
yeah. Anyhow, I'll gather some of the toys into my sack and kind of hold the porcelain doll, which seemed especially delicate, kind of in another hand, so that it doesn't break in transit, right?
Into Santa's
Um,
sack.
yeah. I've got like a hobo bag of my belongings, right? That it's dangling from my spear now.
It's massive.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'll say. Well, then I'm ready to. Um, shall we bed down and rest? And then head back to Phandalin
Um,
in the morning.
okay, I like to have a sense of humor, Orpheus, but I really don't think we should bed down where the smell of burning flesh is.
Oh well, I mean, the smell will go away after the flesh is done burning. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing is permanent.
It
That smell will
definitely
be in my
fills.
nostrils for a while, though.
It definitely smells like burnt hair.
Okay. I'll say. Well then. Perhaps we should scout for a more suitable place to rest.
That would be preferable.
All right.
Bronwyn reluctantly stands up, puts the loot away for a minute, and goes with them.
All
Alright.
right. Oh,
So you guys venture off away from the encampment, back to some spots where you feel safe enough to bed down for the night.
sounds good.
I'll take
Alright.
first watch.
Sounds great.
I have to say my evening prayers.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have a wizard to do an owl or whatever it was to do the watch for us now.
Yeah.
Well, technically they're all still with you, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Peter, on your watch, is there anything you would like to do?
Just my evening prayers, and I'll ask for Lathander to bless my new friends. And I suppose I'll just say a prayer.
Okay.
Lathander, please watch over us, protect us throughout the night and throughout our lives. And yeah, even that strange gooey person that I just met, who pretty much doesn't even care about you, but I'm kind of starting to care about him. So,
Are you saying this at the beginning of your watch?
uh,
Yeah, you're still awake
it's
to
my
hear this.
prayer.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
And
Got
and
it.
you know, Ronro he seems sincere. If you could just give him a little more sense of humor so that he could be more fun to be around, that would be great. And if there's anything I can do to improve myself, help me to do that. And and finally, if we are attacked throughout this night, please, please, please prevent any creatures from rolling nat 20s. Thank you. Amen.
Got it. Yeah. I'll say that was lovely. But Chance, isn't Lathander the god of dawn? I don't think he's due for a few hours yet.
Hey, look. It doesn't mean he's
Going
listening.
somewhere.
He's always listening.
Got it.
Otherwise he wouldn't do much to protect me. Or Bronwyn, I guess. But You know, but I mean, he's always watching over us. He just chooses to bestow his new blessings upon us at certain times. Usually by habit, but sometimes he will bestow them at other periods of time. You know, and you know, you really should be nicer when you're talking about him because let me tell you, Orifice, he loves you.
It just seems like it just seems like I'll say it just seems mighty self-centered of you to be asking Lathander of something in the middle of the night. You know, if I were speaking to my deity, I'd probably speak to him at a time most convenient to him, perhaps at dawn every day.
Well,
But that's just me. I was
as
like, "Good night. I'll see you. I'll see you in a few hours."
as a cleric, I'm always in prayer.
There you go. Um,
He's got a message machine.
It's full every
the
morning.
deity
when he
you
wakes
have
up.
reached, right? The deity you have reached is not available. Please leave a message.
It's got to be musical. Believe it or not, your God isn't at
Is
home.
it now? Leave a message at the beat.
Amazing.
All right. Cool. Oh, did you want to take time to check out your cards that you got?
No.
Okay. Something
Are
you
you
could do.
tuning to your axe?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Just me?
I don't
then if
plan on
not-
keeping it. I got a temple to
Oh.
build.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, I would gladly sell it to other characters in our party if they want it, but it's mine unless they pay for it. I mean, it's Lathander's.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then, if there is nothing else you would like to do for your watch, we're good to move on.
That is it.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
do
Making me
hear? No. There was a massive band of savage orcs in this area. There's not too much other dangers that are nearby.
Well, then
you
why
do
are we
hear-
keeping watch?
That's
Because
what
it's
you
just
guys
good
decided
practice.
to do. You're welcome to not take watch and see what happens.
Yeah, now there's a condition there.
You hear the scruffing and chittering of squirrels and, well, probably raccoons or porcupines investigating the dim and smoky fire beyond, but otherwise the night seems quiet aside from this massive beacon that you have all attempted to light.
Okay, so is Orpheus on the next watch?
Yeah. Sure. I will be on the next watch. And I think Pete, the war axe is a martial weapon, and I don't think you'd be able to use it anyhow, right? Unless
Yes,
you
I
have
can.
martial weapon
Gonna
You
say
have
a
martial
lot of
weapon
clerics-
proficiency?
And heavy
Dope.
armor.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Use it, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, he wants to be able to use a shield, though. I reckon is my guess.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Unless
All
I
right.
happen upon a staff of healing. And
Got it.
Doesn't exist.
can I trade the
All right.
axe in for a staff of healing?
There is no
Oh.
staff of healing in Citizens of Phandalin. I've already told you this 3 times.
Yeah.
Does it transform into a Fenris hammer?
But there is none of that here. At the rate you are going, you will only get cursed items.
Yeah. Stop antagonizing the DM, Pete. I don't want him to take it out on the rest of us too. Orpheus will begin his watch. What do you call it? And I think as I do, I will spend some time to try and figure out what that spear does.
Yes, I have shared the spear with you. If you go under items, you should have access to it there.
Under
So yeah, as you spend some time, you may attune to this blood spear.
Oh.
It seems that these grooves or channels within the blade may possibly
Oh,
provide
dope.
you with the life essence of your enemies as you kill them.
That does not
Sounds
sound
awesome.
evil at all.
Yeah, it does. I think you're the right person to have this item, not us.
All right, sounds good. I will do that. Thank you. That looks
Just go
awesome.
around laying waste to like level 1 goblins and commoners.
Yeah. All right. And I think if there isn't anything else, I will um finish the rest of my watch.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Oh, I would be so excited to.
Who wouldn't?
11.
11. Okay.
Yeah. Not great.
Now we get attacked.
No, you just don't notice
Don't notice the thing.
all of the
Yeah.
nocturnal creatures that seem to be hunting whatever has been drawn to the fire. That is all.
That's because he doesn't have ears.
That's probably fair. And Chance's snoring is like
Well, no,
rippling through
Chance
his
doesn't
body, and he
snore.
can't.
Pete snores.
He already no. Chance snores because he had earplugs. It's
darn
already
it.
been decided. No givesies backsies. Uh, Anything else for Orphus?
No, I think that'll be it.
All right.
So I guess now it's my turn. Do you wake Bronril up?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I'm awake. I'm awake. Oh, that's right. That's where we are. Okay, I'll take my watch, I suppose. And he will just pull out this little pendant thingamajig that he had, crystal heart-shaped crystal attached to a chain, and he'll just sit there sort of fiddling with that during the night while he's half looking around.
Yeah, so as you spend some time with this little parapet, it seems almost like it has this restorative property, and that by keeping it with you, you will be in the peak of health. It is also shared to you under the items. You may add to your inventory. And of
Alright,
course, as I discussed, the potion is a diminution, which you should see in the items as well.
excellent. My character's now immune to COVID. That's pretty cool.
It is. Always needed for a bard who is around people often. So
That's right. Not much social distancing for bards.
Is there anything else that Bronril would like to do on their watch?
No, I'm gonna say no. He's just gonna do the responsible thing this time. He's a bit he's a bit humbled by how things went, and maybe he's less effective than he thought he might be. So he's not gonna go off wandering like he probably would have normally done.
All right. So as you enter, maybe a little more than halfway through your watch, because you guys settled down late. It is now the 11th of Ukhtar, and the sky to the west, as the sun begins to peak in the east over the mountains, is filled with the annoying sound of gulls and other seabirds that have seemed to stumble upon the remains of this camp as the fire has started to burn low at this point. Um, there was a beacon all night, and it seems that these scavengers have seen it and are investigating.
If any of them, actually, no, I wouldn't even bother unless any of them seem dangerous. I'd just ignore them.
No, just annoying.
Yeah,
Unless
fine.
you like the hear of fighting and screeching seagulls,
Mine.
pretty much. On the bright side of things, you feel reasonably assured that they are not picking apart any of the things that are there because you burned them all.
Exactly. Otherwise, there might not be much
Mhm.
left of those anyway.
Anything else that Bronwell would like to do?
No, I think he's going to let the fire go down if it seems like it's done its job. If that idle thing is still,
Well, you guys had
um,
moved away from the camp. You're welcome to go back to the camp and
yeah,
investigate what's left.
I would like to go back and check, and if it's not, if that idol's still not burnt, then I'd like to. He's probably going to actually take a couple of like stabs at it with his dagger if it's still there, and
Okay.
just to try and weaken it and make it burn better.
You are a half elf, correct?
Asima.
Asimar, but you are on third watch, so yeah, you can mark off your long rest and go to investigate if you would like, unless you are waking everybody else first.
I think he'll just wander off by himself now.
Perfect.
just go
Leave the
check
camp
on things.
unattended. I love it.
Exactly.
You're on mute, Peter, but it doesn't matter because you're asleep and snoring.
We'll be killed in our sleep there. No problem.
If it's any consolation, Bron would feel really bad about that.
He already blames himself for everything. It's just sinking deeper and deeper into that spiral of self-loathing. Yep. All right, so you head back to the camp. The smoldering remains are still steaming. There's bits of scrap that have kind of like fallen out of the fire, but it seems like it's done its purpose. The idol that is there had been fallen over with bits of, like, well, to you, it still looks perfect because you see the woman and not the ogress.
Interesting. So if the fire's gone down, he's probably gonna, because he didn't investigate the woman, I guess. He's gonna go over and check that out. He's just gonna go over and reach out and touch, let's say, one of the feet. He said there was like stuff on her feet. He's gonna reach out and just touch a foot.
Okay. Yeah, so it would be not really marble, but this solid stone statue seems very well carved with some detail. Give me a history or religion check, please.
Both the same, we'll go with religion. Again.
You don't recognize the being at all. Not sure why these orcs would seem to worship or pray to such a creature. The idol definitely seems out of place here, almost like it was dragged from the temple of some rich city, like Neverwinter or Waterdeep or some rich temple. No idea how it got here or why these beings would worship such a being.
Okay, he's gonna go wake up the others, and he's gonna say, Chance, the idol, look, I thought I was seeing things last night, but so I didn't tell you that. Well, were you seeing it as a big, ugly thing, or were you seeing it as a woman? Because when I look, I can see a woman, and she's quite decked out. And anyway, it's not been affected by the fire. And look, if these people were worshipping it, I think it's got to be evil. So if we can't destroy it, then let's roll it into the water and let it wash away a bit.
Okay, so you look at that thing and you see a woman?
I don't. I
Let's
don't know how
talk
to
about
explain
that a
it.
minute. How are you okay?
I mean, it's not that I'm just seeing it. It's literally a woman. It's it's maybe it's some sort of illusion magic or something like that. I'm not sure, but
If it was
To
an
you, it is
illusion,
just a statue of a beautiful woman.
yeah, but
Yeah.
if it
I've
was
heard
an
them talking about what
illusion,
it's like.
I would have seen the same thing. I think your subconscious is telling you that you need to embrace some company, some companionship, as it were.
Well, I wouldn't say no to it, but I think we could head to Leyland, but I'd like to deal with this one first. Either way, I think it's got to be evil.
How big is this thing again?
Like 8 feet
How heavy
tall
does
of
it look?
solid stone. Like you would need a crane.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bronwell, but you'll have to live with the memory of your woman standing here doing nothing because we can't move that. Come on, I mean it's a big monster with a big eye, but it's made
Yeah.
of whatever it's made of, and it's heavy, and I mean,
Ju- yeah, just checking. Pete and I both see a Cyclops thing, right?
You
Oh,
have
sorry.
sketched an image of a Cyclops ogress in your book, yes.
Got it. Got it.
Which is what
Yeah.
Chance sees as well.
Got it.
Ronrill possibly saw it in the dark, but when he went to investigate, realized it was something much, much different than.
Got it. He's just coming to us to talk about it. I'll say, perhaps it has changed, in the day. Let us go over and take a look at it together.
okay, but I'm not throwing my back out. Let's go.
Yeah, so as you all proceed back to camp, the two of you see this Cyclops ogress. The stone is
Yeah.
charred black, bits of chipped away like it's been through use. Nothing like this pristine statue and beautiful woman that Bronwell
So
has
I
described.
kind of
Got it.
glance at Orpheus,
I'll say,
and
I'll
I
say,
shrug and I say,
uh,
I was talking
yeah,
first,
go ahead.
mister.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I'll
Go
shrug
ahead. I'm sorry.
and I'll look
Got
at
excited.
Bronwell and I'll say, yeah, she's quite the looker.
And
I'll say,
there you
yeah,
go.
go ahead.
I just say Bronroll doesn't detect the sarcasm and just says, "Oh, you see it too? Oh, thank Lathander for that. I was thinking I would have going mad."
Yeah, I'll say, I'll say, do you think you could capture the idol's new form kind of in this journal, and I'll kind of hand it over to him and ask him to draw a picture of it, right? I'll say, I do not seem to have done very well with my previous sketches, and I think you might be able to do a better job of capturing this beauty.
Well, I could have a try at it, I guess, and he'll just grab it and let's see how that
You
goes.
can give me performance or just a basic dex
Well,
check.
I like my 23
All right.
Rembrandt style.
Boom.
Well,
I like
he
it.
is an artist, so
Yeah. So do we see an ogre, him sketching an ogre lady, or do we
No,
see him sketching a?
you
Okay.
see him sketching this beautiful portrait of this woman, maybe slightly past their prime, beautiful flowing ground, detailed. Like he's got like the links and the shading in the jewelry and the like shaded like cheekbones and these eyes that seem to always be like staring into the deeper
Yeah.
you, that
When
just
when
makes you feel like safe and calm.
when you
Got it.
mention the jewelry and stuff that's all over her, that's just part of the statue, right? She's not physically wearing jewelry.
Correct. Yeah, it's a statue, but it's detailed that you can see like this like expensive but simple adornments.
Now,
So
you see, if Chance and I can see it now, I this is what we're seeing.
I'm sorry. I don't see a woman there. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
was just
what?
trying to. Uh, look, Bronrill. It's not a woman, okay? It is a big,
Can
ugly
you reach over
monster.
and touch it? Touch it. What is it you're
Not
feeling?
without
I,
permission. I learned that from Orpheus.
I want to walk over to like the middle of the forehead and see when I touch it, am I feeling what feels the shape of a forehead or a big eye?
That is a good question. Yeah, give me an investigation roll.
Ooh.
Oh, don't fail me now. Oh, it bloody was on 16. Ah,
What was it? Oh, well, at least
Nice.
it's not a 9 again.
You reach out just to see if your feel matches your vision of this statue. And as you reach out to touch it, you almost pull back instantly. You feel like it's inappropriate to lay hands on such a beauty,
Gotcha.
but nothing seems out of place to you.
Yeah. I will say, well, the world is as we perceive it. In any case, this idol is too heavy for us to lift. Um, we have these sketches now. Perhaps we'll be able to find someone who recognizes these pictures and will be able to tell us what they are.
Well, I I think we should head to Leyland because maybe their temple is missing a statue of a beauty.
I
That's
will take a passive investigation from Chance or Orpheus.
Yeah,
passive
I've lost interest.
investigation is 10. It's 10 for me.
Okay.
Okay,
If it doesn't
fine.
have to do with, well, just passive, right? Yeah. If it doesn't have to do with Lathander, Chance has no interest.
No, I'm off to the side, whispering prayers for my disciple here, who seems to
Melissa.
be going astray with his lust.
No, I mean, the sketch seems like it could potentially be just some statue in a garden somewhere, or possibly an avatar, but nothing that you really doesn't
Yeah.
capture anything that you can think of.
Can I
Nothing
strike
that we
the
recognize. Yeah.
statue with my axe?
You
Yes.
sure may.
It wouldn't
Can
break
I
it,
try
would
and
it?
block him?
I don't know. Roll me an attack.
It's a well, I don't know. It's a magical weapon. So
I see him doing that. I'd actually feel like I need to like try and block it with really weakly and limply with my dagger. So I'm sure it's gonna fail, but I would try and stop him hitting it.
I will take an initiative roll from both of you then.
I figured with him
Awesome.
blocking me, it would be disadvantaged. So
Yeah, something like that.
I wanted to see if he was quick enough to interfere or not.
Oh, okay.
because I'm assuming you don't have like a reaction, like a
Well,
parry.
I
No,
would guess
I
that
don't.
he's quick enough because I rolled a 5 initiative.
Yeah, so you're able to like push the axe aside, preventing it from striking this fair woman.
This
Bronrill,
uh, Chance, you can't do it. This is a fair beauty. If what if I'm right? Just assume. What if I'm right? What if I'm seeing this and I'm not going mad? Should you be doing that? Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have got in the way. I'm supposed to defer to you, and Bronmer will step back and turn away, and purposefully not watch and say, "If you need to do something, then I guess you can do it."
roll persuasion.
On it.
Okay, well that's something I can do.
Okay, fine. We will. I won't try to destroy this thing anymore, but I'm getting more and more concerned about you, Bronrill. Something is happening here that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little bit concerned about it myself.
We should just remove the temptation from your sight. Let's, Orphis, let's just get him out of here because I don't think he's under some kind of influence. That I'm sure of.
Or maybe he's right, and the two of you are.
Yeah. I will say, I think that we've done everything we need to here. This is a mystery that we cannot solve, in this moment. I think the wisest course of action is to travel to a place where we can learn more, and share the information that we have found with more knowledgeable individuals.
Wait, I've had an idea. Look, maybe this is silly, but Chance, I see that axe you're holding, and Orphus, I see the spear that you're holding. They look. I'm gonna be honest with you. They look a bit evil to me. What if you just put them aside, just out of the way? Does it change anything? Just give me this one chance.
Temporarily, right?
Yeah, I don't want any part of them.
Sure. I will say this. I'll say I have a better idea, and I'll toss my spear at him. Not like to throw, but like an underhanded toss.
Roll initiative.
Like an no, like an underhanded toss, and I'm hoping that your reaction will be to catch it, right?
I guess let's find out.
Yeah, I'm not throwing it like this. I'm giving it to you like this, right? Yeah.
I go to catch it out of instinct, but clearly drop it with a 6.
Okay. Um, Sounds good. I'll say, why don't you pick up the spear and tell me if you see anything different?
You be the guinea pig.
Yeah. Well, I've tossed it over. I'll look over. I'm assuming it hasn't changed for me, right?
Correct.
Right. So I'll say. I've separated the spear from myself, and the appearance of the female Cyclops has not changed for me. Why don't you pick up the spear and see if it changes for you?
He very reluctantly reaches down, doesn't really look, and he just reaches down and grabs the spear and then holds it out away from himself a little bit, like in revulsion. But then he looks over at the statue and what does he say?
Give me a perception check.
Come on, roll well, you bum.
She is still gorgeous. You get lost in her beautiful eyes. They remind you of that trinket you found the day before.
As
He's
in
quite smitten
the
with the statue.
Just
so as in the periaptive health that that I've got
no,
reminds me of
the
that.
etched in eye on the back of the little mirror token that you had looked at the day
Okay.
before.
I mean, if he has this realization, he's going to pull out the mirror, and he's going to put it down, and then step a couple of steps away. I put down the spear
As
as
soon
well.
as you pull out this mirror token, how close is Orphis to you currently?
I thought the office. Well, he said he handed me the spear actually, so
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah.
he's right there.
And Orphis, you said that the doll is not in your bag, but tucked
In my hand.
more
It's
safely.
in my hand.
So
Yeah,
as soon as
I'm-
you
I'm-
pull out your medallion,
I don't like the way you're smiling.
I thought we were gonna miss it, and now I have to pull up my notes again.
I'm about to
Where
stab
is
someone.
the stupid thing? There it is. So as soon as you pull out the medallion, all of you kind of jump as this porcelain doll bursts into. She is the fairest of them all.
Ah! I chop at it with
Oh.
my axe. No.
Does it say, is it moving or is it just speaking?
It seems animated.
Seems animated.
Read.
I'll say, who is she?
There seems to be no response.
Good morning, Quinn.
Okay.
Hey,
Morning. Hey.
hey guys.
I,
I'll say interesting, and I'll pull out my notebook and write under the picture that Bronro wrote, the fairest of them all.
I don't know. I don't know if this has anything to do with the statue, but clearly this mirror and the doll are connected.
Absolutely. Perhaps something else will happen if we offer it skin. If we make it an offering, but I'm not too keen to find out.
Neither am I. I'm not enjoying
Yeah.
this feeling of maybe I'm crazy or maybe I'm not. So I think we should just leave.
Well, I think what we've learned is that the mirrors and that the daggers, right, that were used by the Azorics were clearly used in worship of whatever deity this is, and we have our first clue, in that she is the fairest of them all.
I'll pick
I'm
up
not
the
sure.
spear and hand it back to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this doll has to do with anything, but perhaps more knowledgeable heads will prevail, where we have failed to identify and make sense of all this.
I want to grab the porcelain doll and start strangling it.
Yeah. I will.
Come out, demon!
Just out
Come
of,
out!
got it. I think just out of curiosity, I'll reach into my hobo bag and pull out my mirror and flash it in front of the doll and see if it gets a reaction as well.
She is the fairest of them all.
Interesting. It appears to be activated by these mirrors somehow. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Look, this is a crappy time for me to do it, but it's now 1 a.m. I'm gonna have to ditch you guys.
Absolutely.
No worries.
But thank you so much for the game. I've really enjoyed it.
We're gonna drag you away
Yeah.
from that statue.
My last thing will be to say that he did just say he wants to get away, so he's happily walking away from the statue now. So with that, I'll catch you all next time. Thank you.
Perfect.
See you later,
Absolutely.
buddy.
Take care.
Thank you. Likely a good time for a quick break. I'm going to run to the washroom. Welcome, Quinn. We will bring you in shortly if you're here to play for a bit. In Leylon, that is possible if you and Justine have already spoken.
Okay. Yeah, let me know when I get to the bonfire.
All right. It sounds like Eric is still listening, so we can pick it up. So the three of you, along with your silent companions, begin to trek eastward towards Leylon. I will take, I guess, a survival or perception check from Sven and perception from the two of you.
Perception. See if I can.
Hey. Nat 20 for a 25.
Now you're getting the rolls.
No,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, is that a 24?
It is a 24. Well done. Wow,
That's
two
it.
nat 20s. How did
Nice.
you waste two rolls
Yeah.
on the same perception check, Orphus? What a
Mm-hmm.
waste of a 20.
I think it just sent it over twice. I only rolled it once.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you are strolling along, Orphus, Sven, making your way towards the black smoke that is still rising up in the skyline. You're maybe 2/3 of the way there. Describe for Orphus what they see as you're
All right.
strolling through this. It's sort of like a grass plain. There are scattered trees and shrubs and hills and things, but it's fairly open. You're being cautious as you're trying to investigate this strange, massive fire that kind of appeared in the middle of night out of nowhere. But at this point in time, it seems somebody got the jump on you.
Well, actually, I mean, I'm assuming that some sort of it's a rave of some sort, maybe some sort of gathering outside, a dance. So I've brought some extra food and drinks, maybe some things I can sort of like trade and barter for some, some extra stuff, just for happiness. Hey, whoa, so where's all the music? I don't hear anything. Maybe it's just kind of quieted down. So I'm making my way that way.
All right. And what do you look like? How does your character
So
move? Are they paying attention? Are they
he,
head bobbing to their own music?
he yes and yes. Like, even though he kind of looks like he's really oblivious to everything around him, he's picking up all these little details. Like, oh, that's so cool over there, and this thing and that. Like, oh wow, I've never seen something like that before. Um, oh, he's dressed basically in sort of a yellowy, like shirt, that's been stained often, by different kinds of things. Who knows what it is? It could just be powders, it could be ink, whatever, but it's become this multicolor shirt of some sort. Big wide brim hat, also pretty colorful. Blonde haired, tanned, um, pretty much got a smile on his face the entire time. Um, he's but very few items on him. Yeah. So
Does does his hat cover his ears?
no, I mean you can see his
Okay.
you can see his elven ears.
Got it. Oh,
Yeah.
I was wondering if he had pointy ears. I missed if you had said elf earlier.
Half elvy kind of guy.
Mm. Dope. I'll
Yeah.
say, yep. Orphus is a blue kind of ooze person. If you've been in Phandalin, you may have seen him around. He's got a bright red kind of like blindfold around his eyes, or where his eyes would be. As an ooze, he doesn't have the same anatomy as flesh bags do. But he's got kind of like scraps that are kind of wrapped around what look like arms and like and like what looks like a torso, but he doesn't appear to be wearing kind of very much. And kind of from the waist down. If you're unfamiliar with this, it might be slightly unnerving, but he doesn't really have like feet. He more like kind of glides along the floor, and like pseudopods extend and like pull his body forward as he moves, right?
Like the
He
blob.
has he Yeah, he's carrying a spear with like a big hobo sack of his belongings.
Right.
He's holding a creepy ceramic doll in one hand and his hobo sack in the other. And as he speaks to you, what it looks like is kind of bubbles uh, moving to the surface of his gelatinous body and popping, and the sound being expelled through these bubbles as they reach the surface. Right. So, as you see him, he'll say, "Hello."
Oh, dude. What did I take? I think I'm still like, whoa, man. You look like I think I've heard about your type. How do you do that thing? That's so cool, man.
I'll say
Where do I
there
get
are
more
many.
drugs like that?
I'll say I assure you that your consciousness is currently unaltered. Um,
Oh, you don't
uh,
know me, man.
I have I've traveled to this place from somewhere far away, and have a unique physiology that is oftentimes disturbing to flesh bags, such as yourself.
Hey, man, nothing disturbs me, man. Everybody's got to live the way they're gonna live, and just peace, love, and happiness all around, man.
I appreciate the open mind with which you accept the world.
Hi, I'm Chance. I'm
Hey,
a
man.
flesh bag.
Hey, one flashback to another.
Yeah, I haven't quite told him that. It sounds kind of derogatory calling us flesh bags yet, but I'm a human. I'm I have facial hair, a nice beard, neatly trimmed, like my father can't grow.
A
And
human that looks like a dwarf.
yeah, pretty much. I'm a human that has the facial features of a dwarf. And I hope my son
Nice.
hears that comment someday. And and I am a cleric of Lathander, and it is a happy day to meet another man of the cloth.
Hey, man. It's like we all have our own beliefs and sort of ways that we sort of view the world, but everything is cool.
Uh, Sometimes everything is cool. There are times where everything is most certainly not cool.
Yeah, man. There was this one time in the summer where it got so hot. It's like it was really hard to just like get out of the house. Man.
Absolutely. There was this other time we were investigating why shipments were no longer making it into Phandalin, and we discovered it was because there was a band of orcs who was attacking caravans and making human sacrifices to their evil deity.
So pretty
That's
much the same thing.
really uncool.
Super uncool. Um, but this was last night, so I'm hoping today's a better day.
So this was like 2 hours ago.
Right,
Close
right.
for me, but yeah.
Yeah. We've slept. Yeah, but yes, we are on our way back to Leylon. to report what we have found, and we'll continue to survey the area before returning to Phandalin and letting the city council know what we have discovered.
So no
You are,
rave?
um, I mean, the only raving that was heard last night was that of the orcs we slaughtered for the evil deeds they had committed.
Okay, yeah, that sounds cool.
I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Hey, is it okay if I tag along?
Well,
Absolutely.
oh, which deity do you worship?
I worship, and I just worship like just peace and love, man.
Mm,
Oh, I think we'll get along.
absolutely. That is wonderful. And what might happen should someone challenge um peace and love and prevent it from flourishing where it might?
Well, I mean, love always finds a way. That's what my mom always said. And it's better to be a peacemaker than warmonger. So, like I just think that the if you look at the universe and just sort of see like time as a construct of, all these things, that it really doesn't matter right now, but it's really hard because in the future it's going to get better.
Mm. On the long scale of things, I guess, much of what happens is insignificant. Um, my master did once tell me, however, and oh wait, no. Let me rephrase that. A wise man did once share with me, however, that it is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Oh yeah, man, it's really hard to go plants burning. So,
Absolutely.
hey, back in Leylon, it's like, you know, there was this really cool bar over there, and like they've got some really good brews. When we go
Fantastic. Lead
back,
the
should we
way.
check it out?
Yeah, it sounds like you know where you're going. Please lead the way, and I'll follow
Oh
behind.
man, yeah.
All right. So you continue your trek back to the high road and eventually to Leylon. Is there anything anybody would like to do while you finish your trek?
Um, yeah, like as we're going back, I'm basically just kind of getting a feel for these other people or things in the case of the ooze. Um, like getting a feel for their relationship with each other, like just to kind of get a better feel about this group. Um, despite like his outward appearance of total relaxation, like he's always looking around. So he's always kind of paying attention to stuff.
Uh,
All right.
Brother Quinn. Brother Quinn. You said that you've heard of his kind before. Did you
Yeah,
happen
man.
did you happen to hear how he goes poop?
See, you know what? Like one of the things that I've learned is like there's certain things that you kind of don't ask people because it's kind of their own personal business. So I haven't really heard about like bodily function. No, that's really cool the way you talk.
Well, I'm a very blunt person, and when I have questions, I ask them. I mean, I was always taught there are no stupid questions.
No, there's only stupid people. That's what I always
Exactly.
heard.
Anyways, um,
So how does he poop?
I don't know. I think those bubbles are him passing gas, but I haven't figured out how he actually gets rid of what he consumes. As a matter of fact, I don't
Have
even
you
know
seen?
where it goes when he consumes it because it just kind of spreads throughout his whole body.
Oh,
It's not the funnest thing to watch.
I think is your mic gating? We didn't hear what you just said.
hey, uh, Orpheus, Orphus,
Orphus.
Orphus. Hey, man. Do you want a snack? I'm gonna offer
I've
Orpheus.
already. Yeah, I'll say I've already eaten for the day, but thank you.
Oh, okay, man.
How about a drink? I have some wine here.
Um, uh,
Good.
Uh, oh, you have
Oh, no,
wine?
no,
Oh,
no,
sure, man.
no, no.
That's
Quinn,
great.
Quinn, no. Just for Orpheus, okay? Just a couple
Don't mind
swallows.
if I do.
I'll say I prefer to keep a clear head when I'm traveling.
um, cool.
Cool. I think that if you're keeping an eye out for like what is like what the group dynamic is,
Yeah.
right? There are a bunch of people who are not here whose characters are. I think you'll probably notice that the bugbear, sneaky bugbear looking guy seems very protective of the tiefling druid.
Okay.
Um, there is a bard that is following very closely behind Chance, who appears to kind of defer to Chance in most matters. I am kind of walking a little more closely to Chance and that bard. And then there's kind of another, slight guy who's really into swords, who's kind of off in his own kind of group, right? But I think
Right.
that's yeah, by
He's stumbling
proximity.
along. Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
he was a victim in a horror play that had been brutally massacred. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So you can kind of sense where the pairs and
Right.
relationships are based on how closely we're walking with each other.
Got it. But it seems like
Yeah,
people are kind of there's little groups, there's little partners that kind of are hanging out. So gotcha.
I, I,
yeah.
I just
Okay.
realized something. Brother, I must have misheard your name because I've been calling you Quinn. What did you say your name is?
Oh, my name's Sven.
And
Ven?
Sven.
Oh, with a F sound at the beginning.
Yeah,
Sven.
yeah, yeah,
Sven.
yeah.
Sven? Sven.
Yeah,
Sven.
like S and a V and then an E and an N.
then
Sven.
Sven. Sven. I'll work on it.
I
Hey
mean,
man.
Eric is
Promise.
still
I mean, no
Orpheus.
disrespect. I'm really bad with words.
Oh man, hey man. Names are just labels that we put on ourselves to make us feel better, but you know what? It's all cool.
Okay, great, Quinn. I mean, Sven.
there you are.
All
Alrighty.
right.
I think what do you call it? It was great to be able to play with you for a little bit. I've got to jump off. My next meeting's about to start,
All right.
but yeah, y'all have a great time. Take care.
Okay, I give him
Enjoy.
one last poke as he goes.
Perfect. So yeah, as you guys make it to Leylon, welcome or welcome back. Leylon itself is a bit of a ruined town with a history not much different from Phandalin. It had been destroyed a number of years ago and is in the process of being rebuilt, sponsored by Water or Neverwinter, or is it Waterdeep? I'm confused now.
Netherdeep is another domain, isn't it?
No, Waterdeep or Neverwinter. One of them has invested in Neverwinter. Yeah, it is Neverwinter. Has invested in the rebuilding of Leylon. So Leylon itself is still a ruined town. It is encircled by an earthen rampart. To the southwest of the town, the settlers are building new docks and barges. At times of the year, the marsh does connect to Leylon and allows the crossing of merchant ships and the like to sea. It is an endeavor, and that kind of mud flat would be south of where you guys were. Um, Outside of the town itself, you see a camp kind of nestled under the trees of what is still the passing of the high road, which is where you guys would be coming from. In the center of the town is the ruins of an old tower that still rises high above the town itself. And you see oh, that's town. So it sits about 4 times the height of most of the other buildings within the town. Most of the town still does appear to be in ruin, but you do see a variety of small houses, thatched roofs, simple but rebuilding.
Which gate
Yeah,
do
it
we
looks
come
like
through?
there's a
Sorry.
You will be coming from the high road. Sorry, let me zoom in my map here. I hate when Roll20 does that. So you'll be coming from this way.
Okay. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
You
Is
cl-
there a place to get a drink here?
There is. Actually, did I lie? Would you buy? It actually doesn't tell me on the map which is the high road, so I'm not positive if you'll be coming through there or through here at this moment.
I guess it doesn't matter.
I will
now.
have to find that out. Yeah, so you've been in Leylon before, Sven. You would be aware of there is the Dusty Gnome Tavern. It is a boisterous establishment. The Orc's Tusks is a favored tavern by locals. It is cheap. And there is the Rutting Buck, which is always loud and bustling. And the Sword of Leylon Inn is kind of a simple but not so much a private inn that was built on the site of an old inn that people often kind of stay in.
How do you spell Leylon?
Leilon.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. So, I mean, you guys know better about what you're doing here. There's some great drinks at that dive bar. I mean, you got to ignore the nutshells on the floor, but it's a great atmosphere, lots of local color.
Um, I'm looking around at our surroundings and I'm like, what happened to this place? It doesn't look like it's doing very well.
Well, it's kind of went through some hard times, but it's coming back.
Okay, well, I am a little hungry and thirsty. Lead the way, my friend.
All right, go to the locals bar. Sounds
All
like
right.
the rundown one.
Running Buck Tavern.
I think that's what it was.
Rutting.
Yeah, the rutting.
As in rot or rut?
No, it's in
RUT.
like, yeah, I think a little more sexual.
More sexual.
Yes.
You lost me there, buddy. I'm a
He's
naive
rutting.
cleric.
He's Randy.
Oh. Whoa, I slipped into my Tavern voice for a second there. I have a character that kind of talks like your character in this game.
Mm. Alright.
So the Rutting Buck was the loud and bustling tavern. The Orc's Tusks was the favored by locals one.
That orc's tusk.
The Orc's Tusks.
That's
Okay.
what I want.
So as you enter the Orc's Tusks, you see a pretty friendly and lively crowd still for this early in the morning. Possibly people that have finished the night shift and are winding down for before they head home to bed. You see what appears to be like the bar or the almost like tap room itself is dominated by this giant, well, not really giant, just like a slightly above average orc skull that does have these massive tusks. As you look over time, patrons or visitors have just hung or put these various and amusing items and things on the tusks or around the skull itself.
Are the tusks actually the tusks of the orc, or do they look like they've been added on?
It is just a no. It would have been the orc's
Like
head.
the real tusk kind
Yep.
of thing. Okay.
We
Cool,
could.
man. Is there a table free?
Yeah, you may absolutely find a table large enough for the 7 of you. I think it is now.
All right. Yeah, sit down and see if we can get the waiter or waitress to come on over and get drinks, everybody.
Easy enough to do. Just a simple barkeep. You kind of go up and get your own. It doesn't seem to be like a waiter or waitress.
Oh, okay.
You would just have to kind of stumble over, sort of like.
Cheers.
Can't think of the place, but in Lord of the Rings, where the hobbits have to like go up to the bar and be like,
Oh, the prancing pony.
yeah, where you just have to stumble through the crowd, trying not to spill all of your
right.
pints.
I nominate him for inspiration for getting that hint, that clue, because I had no idea
Absolutely.
what the name of the place was.
Yeah.
So.
You may add inspiration to your character sheet.
Cool. How do I do that?
On your character sheet in D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
there is a spot for inspiration near the top.
Ah.
You just
Yes.
click it,
To the
and
hit
it'll
points.
show a little light. And
it.
you may use that to reroll a d20 for a
Got it.
check or an attack or the like.
And
Right.
I'll go up to the barkeep and I'll ask if he has milk. Because I don't drink alcohol.
Oh.
Roll me a d20.
Okay. 16.
He looks you up and down. Sorry, did I say d20 or d100?
You said D20.
I said D20. Fair. He looks you up and down, kind of sees your garb a little rough, but still money. Um, you got the coppers?
Oh, oh, just one moment. And I'll dig around in my pockets, and I have this silver piece. Can you make change?
A silver's fine. He kind of like
Ah,
goes to snap it out of your
whoa,
hand.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Mm.
Um, will this cover the drinks for my friends as well?
How many friends you got? Milk for all? I don't know if I
Oh,
got that
no,
much
no.
milk.
I don't know if anyone else wants milk, but they'll probably have ale or wine or something like that. But I don't drink. I don't imbibe of the spirits, so to speak. I cast them out.
A silver ain't gonna cover you for a full table, but it'll get you started.
Okay, forget them. I get free refills with this, right?
As
um,
much as the goat provides.
right.
Okay, that
So
works for me. Here you are,
there we
good
go.
sir. Gratuity is included in this.
Mm,
He kind of shuffles into the back. He kind of probably kicks somebody awake
Ah.
and sends them out.
You
Wanders back
hear a
out.
goat in the kitchen.
It'll be a few. We don't get many requests for milk in here.
Okay,
I hope you like it fresh.
within 30 minutes or it's free?
Better be 30 minutes.
Okay, because that's fast food.
You kind of hear him like turn his head back. Get moving, boy.
Oh, great. Child labor. Great.
Hey,
and this, actually, is there anything to snack on, some cheeses, breads, or something like that the silver would also cover to bring to the table or give me to take to the table?
We can give you some for you or for the table.
Well, just one serving of milk and as much food and stuff that I can get to take to the table to share with my companions. Is that fair enough? Or cakes or pastries, anything along those lines that, I can impress them because their opinion of me doesn't seem to be that great right now.
Silver is 10 copper, correct?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. He
No, it's 20.
hands you. he hands you a few loaves of day-old bread.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait. This one has a little mold on the bottom. Could I exchange this for something without mold?
See
Never
what the
mind.
ooze
I'll
does
just
with
cut
it.
that part off.
Yeah, I'm curious what the ooze will do with the mold.
That's a great point, Brother Sven. Yeah.
Do taste tests. It's like, hey, eat this. What does this do?
Yeah. You know what? I love the way you think.
It's just like, don't tell him I said that.
I wonder if he consumes bread, will the bread like absorb him, or will he absorb the bread?
Like he's a blob of olive oil.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, now we just gotta try.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't look like you're trying.
Oh, okay. Then
How much would it cost to get everybody else a drink? Like a drink.
Standard drinks would be like 2 copper each, so
So like
If there are 6 more of you, that'd be 12 coppers.
the rockers. So I'll give him 2 silvers for drinks for the rest of the group.
And more moldy bread.
And not so much of this bread, but anything else got that we can munch on.
Peanuts, pretzels.
Exactly. Oh yeah, like can you get like 2 of the little bowls of peanuts? That's great.
All right. Yeah, with your remaining copper, I suppose.
Just something to snack on, but nothing big. So why were you guys not having a rave at the bonfire? What was going on?
Well, see, we have. Excuse me. We have this. Okay. Bronrill, come over here. Bronrill here is my disciple. Right? And he seems to be having some struggles because what we saw is this big, ugly, cyclops looking statue he saw as a beautiful woman. And so I think he's struggling with loneliness, you might say.
So Orpheus kind of opens his book. You see this sketch of what appears to be a ogress, deformed giant, cyclops eye, bit of a goatee, hunched back, like giant rippled form. And then you see kind of on the next page over this beautiful woman, maybe slightly past her prime, elegant, detailed jewelry, this detailed, elaborate kind of gown, barefoot. This is what I saw that I drew, and this is what our Burdick friend saw and drew of this lost idol. Do you recognize either?
Can I roll either religion or history?
You sure may.
Which one would you
Whichever
prefer?
you prefer.
Well, they're both +2, so I'll roll religion.
Okay.
See what happens. Just 10. Have I seen something like this before?
You said a 10? No. Neither image stands out to you. Could be, something out of a garden, maybe a shipwreck. Nothing that you can think of that why somebody would be seeing something different from the same statue. Maybe some of them are on whatever you were on last night.
The quality of the pictures is vastly different. The drawing of the woman is really, really nice. Like,
okay.
24 performance nice.
Yeah, I think the other was like a 9.
9's like children scratch. Like, so what about this? Like, people were seeing different things. What is that? What do you mean?
Well, I think, we tried to figure out what was going on and stuff, and they exchanged weapons. Orpheus and Bronrill exchanged weapons, and Bronrill still saw a woman. I think it's his subconscious or something. It's okay, Bronrill. No need to say anything. I got this covered.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I know some sort of a magical sort of phenomena where people are looking at the same thing but seeing 2 different things?
Well, he did touch it.
Sure.
I forget what happened when he touched it.
He
Even worse.
didn't feel right about touching it.
Oh, that's right. He pulled his hand
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Somebody will speak up and be like, "Oh well, I mean, Bronwell did take a pretty big hit to the head last night too. Don't forget."
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Like like a concussion can make you see the craziest things sometimes.
Yeah, he was out for like 4 hours.
Wow, dude. Like, so what are you gonna do next?
Well, I don't. I just came along because I'm trying to raise money to build a temple in Phandalin, and I wasn't expecting this kind of thing to be happening. I figured just take the easy jobs, earn some coin, collect donations, maybe, which we'll have to talk about that later. But anyways, um, I'm out of my. I'm. This is not my element at all. At all. I mean, I know I look tough. I'm this muscular human man with a big executioner's axe hanging on my back, but to be honest, I looted this axe and I'm hoping to sell it for funds for the temple. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
It is a very nice two-handed executioner style, like curved
Right.
blade axe that still has a bit of blood on it from our wizard friend a couple seats over.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could use this axe, but I really feel like Lavender needs a place dedicated to him in Phandalin so that I can maybe offer temple services, build a shrine in the temple, and yeah. So, but I'm a little ways off from that. Donations haven't been rolling in too well.
And then sometimes it's all about presentation. You gotta like have a spiel when before you walk up to someone of like really trying to convince them that it's in their interest to give you money.
You know, I've just been saying, hey, I just saved your life. Would you like to contribute?
see, like I don't know if that really works because you've already provided a service. It's much easier to say, hey, in the future, I will do this thing for you if you give me some funds now.
Or when they're bleeding out, I could say, I'll heal you if you contribute to the building fund.
I don't know, man. That seems a little bit harsh.
Well,
I mean, you help out when someone's about to die. That would be so uncool.
well, I would heal them if they contribute.
But what if they didn't contribute? Then you wouldn't heal them?
Yeah, I would heal.
You get all quiet suddenly. It's like,
Remembering that they had to steal the healing potions out of your unconscious form.
hey man, we need to give like the easiest way to convince people to help you is to help them and just let them do what they want to do to help you, man. You don't have to ask for anything. Just give freely, man. It's all about free love.
In my experience, they'll just take, and it's frustrating. But I'm young. How old are you, by the way?
Man, age is such this, adult thing. It's like, what is a number?
How many years of experience have you had on this plane of existence?
Man, like, time behaves so differently because, like, there's these past lives that you're in. Do I count those?
Does he appear older than me?
How old are you?
I'm like 24.
Well, he's half elven, so it's kind of hard to age him.
Oh, crap. I forgot
Younger is
about that
probably
part.
older.
Um, well,
Kind of hard to place.
well,
Like the
old
thing is,
man.
he's been out in the sun enough that like his skin is a little bit tanned and sort of like kind of hard to sort of like figure out like are those age wrinkles or sun wrinkles?
Okay, so
So
maybe when I get more experience in life, I'll, I will be able to relate to others better.
yeah,
But
it's all about just like personal interaction. That's the real sort of like joy in life.
joy, yeah, sure. Um, um, well, I'll be honest. I don't really. It's hard for me to help others because I don't really care about others. But I
In Waterdeep, they have these peoples whose job are sort of like the council people that are, like having hard interactions with others. You know what? Therapy is always an option.
um, I don't care where you pee. I kind of
So
am
I,
curious where Orpheus pees, but
well, yeah. Um,
does he pee?
That's how he
I should.
grows.
Does he
It's,
leave a wet trail as he moves?
He does not.
Okay, there went that theory.
Yeah,
So,
no slick slime.
so okay,
we
okay, I get your point. I do serve Lathander, so I do want to. Okay, maybe want is a strong term, but I do help
good.
others. It's just not a lot of profit in helping, and I have this temple to build, and no one seems to be contributing, and all I want to do is have this temple so that I can offer services, I can heal people, maybe remove a couple curses, perform some weddings, and whatever, whatever Lathander wants me to do. This whole Lathander thing is starting to feel like a lot of work, though, to be honest. But I'm a
You're
hard
part of a
worker.
pyramid scheme. You realize that?
But to be honest, your way seems a little cooler. But what can you do? I mean, Lathander healed my father, delivered him from alcoholism and all that stuff. And so I kind of dedicated my life to Lathander as a result. So, of course, when I did it, I was a little bit younger and much more naive than I already am. And why is Lathander rolling his eyes at the screen right now? DM.
No, there is a nearby group, and one of them is kind of half overhearing your conversation, and they're like, "Oi, what do you need to build a temple to Lathander for? There's already one like 2 blocks over."
Oh no! You've got
Uh,
competition.
There's a temple to Lathander here?
Are you new in town? Have you just been drinking too long? Maybe
Well,
it's
this
time to go home and find your cot. Yeah, young man, you're with the adults now.
See, like everything, it just happens. Like that's life, man. Just like you show up and it's there. So
well,
cool.
I still got to build a temple in Phandalin, but you know what? I would love to go check this one out and see what it's like there. Get some ideas flowing.
That's right, man.
All right, I'll see
Uh,
everybody later.
Yeah, I gotta head up to work. So hey,
All right.
thanks guys for letting me hang out for sure.
Happy to have you.
Cool.
Welcome,
Yes,
and thanks for being
welcome.
a citizen.
Welcome,
Yeah.
So yeah,
dude.
anytime that I typically post game options based on my schedule, at
Right.
some point, I think Justine and possibly Peter, other people may host some as well. But feel free to jump in and jump out as you are available. Generally speaking, we will try to end sessions around Phandalin so that you guys can just
Like
do
be together.
whatever to jump in, jump out as it
Right.
makes sense, which is kind of the whole premise of being a citizen of a small town. So that you've kind of got that shared interest, that acquaintance, if not over friendly like party, so that you can kind of jump in and focus on what you want to do, and we'll make related but not like campaign style connected adventures. So it just gives people a chance to play without the commitments and hassles of a full campaign.
And
Cool, man.
anytime you see
Mhm.
a group or anyone in gameplay channel, you're welcome to enter the channel. Listen in for a second and see if they're playing citizens, because we have
Mm.
a couple of different games that are not citizens that we run, but you're
Oh,
more
okay.
than welcome to listen in and
Got it.
stuff to those games.
Oh man.
And who knows, maybe you'll be interested in joining one of them or something at some point if there's an opening. And or
Cool.
sometimes we show up in town hall chatting or hang out and feel welcome to join in.
Cool. Thank you.
So
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Happy day.